Fourth time's fantastic, right? This F4 is the fourth film foray into the classic superhero family comic, and finally, a Fantastic Four I can get my stretchy arms around.
That sounds fantastic. Welcome to the Grail Guys presents
Cinema Jones and The Last Movie Crusade.
That's what we're presenting.
The movie review show where one of us reviews a movie and the other one decides if he chose poorly or chose wisely.
We got a bunch of cups we're going to pick from. 1 to 5 like a normal movie scale, but ours is fancier.
It's the Grail scale.
That's correct. And we have our little avatars here. We got the Grail Knight guarding all of them.
And I'm Sir Robert of Redford.
Oh, that's right. We have names. And I'm Sir David of the Davenport. Real couch potato. Because we watch movies.
The patron saint of couch potatoes, my friend.
Yes, indeed. So what are we watching this week?
This week, I chose Fantastic Four, First Steps.
That's relevant. Is that even still in theaters?
Hey, man, we've been busy.
That is true. Life does get in the way.
I did see it like a month ago, and we've been putting it off because we've had shit, you know that. But
shit happens.
But
not in this movie.
No, not in this movie. To say this is the finest Fantastic Four yet is completely accurate, not in little part because the bar is so low. The abortive 94 attempt had no chance of succeeding, with no budget whatsoever, and was apparently made with the sole purpose of retaining the rights to the property. The reboots from the 2000s were fantastically forgettable, with the Silver Surfer sequel actually being marginally better than the first installment. I mean, no hot chick has ever been more boring than Jessica Alba, am I right? And what kind of a name is Ioan Gruffudd? What's the matter? His parents couldn't squeeze the other fucking vowels into his first name? We all have eyes. It says Gruffudd, not Griffith.
That's that crazy Welsh shit.
Ioan Gruffudd. Nothing can fuck up English like Welsh, I'll tell you what. And the 2015 Fox Pictures embarrassment was so bad, it got no positive reviews on its way to a 27 on Metacritic, completely wasting Kate Mara and Miles Teller.
Yeah,
so
that was a real stinker.
I wasn't even sure it came out. I don't think it had to be terrible. So it wasn't hard for Marvel Studios to finally make an F4 for folks to forget the franchise's frequent failures, and they went straight to Mr. Fantastic himself to anchor the cast. Pedro Pascal, not least because he's got an alliterative name.
He gets work.
Alliterative name, but he's the perfect guy to play Reed Richards as an actor who himself is stretched to the limit.
Aha, I see what you did there.
I mean, dude's got like 4 movies and a TV show going right now. When does he sleep? Joining him as Sue Storm is the sexy Vanessa Kirby, and you know what that means? It's slobbering time.
Oh, yeah. No.
I'm a big fan of everything Vanessa Kirby does. She's sexy. And she brings more depth to the role with one glance than Jessica Alba ever could. Joseph Quinn plays her brother, Johnny Storm. I have no idea who this guy is. And
Stranger Things.
Okay. He's all right, but they saddle him with a really bad haircut. What is with superhero movies these days where it seems like somebody always has to have a bad haircut? It's like a shtick. Rounding out the fam is Eben Moss Backrack, taking a break from The Bear to clobber shit as Ben Grimm, The Thing. Apparently casting actors who somewhat resemble The Thing went out the window with Michael Chiklis.
What else went out the window with Michael Chiklis?
The most noticeable difference in this reboot is the film's aesthetic. It takes place in a barely recognizable New York, which has been completely made over in a retro 50s futuristic style, and it's fabulous to see. The whole thing looks like it was ripped off the pages of the OG comic book. I loved watching the details in the production design and the art direction. I hope the movie gets some recognition for that. It was impeccably done, right down to the Jumbotrons in Times Square having the same clunky frames that your household tube TV set had with the rabbit ears had on in the day. I'm interested to see how they meld this world into the greater universe as the phase progresses, right? Like, how do we get from this New York? How do we get from this New York to the Stark Tower version from the Avengers films? Like,
multiverse.
Oh, okay. All right. I get you. This movie opens with our heroes being feted with a celebratory TV special on a Steve Allen or Ed Sullivan type entertainment talk show, which is used very cleverly to give us a refresher on the backstory without wasting too much time on it. This is a nice balance, Marvel understanding that the F4 origin story is just not as familiar to audiences as, say, Spider-Man or Captain America, but also that in the end, it doesn't really matter that much. Fans of the comic know that F4 is a family. Sue and Reed are a couple. Johnny is her brother, and Ben, well, Ben is the best friend who has no life and never leaves, apparently. The TV special is also being used to make an announcement. Sue and Reed have done the deed and they're gonna breed. That's right. The Invisible Woman is gonna have a baby. They're gonna be the Fantastic Five. And while this family entertainment is family entertainment, it does make me kind of want to see the conception depicted on screen, given Reed's specific abilities. I mean, did they even have to be in the same room, or did he just get it done while the rest of him was back at the desk inventing insane future tech with his dizzying array of analog 50s gadgetry? Either way, no sooner than the announcement is made, a global crisis pops off, and they have to cut the TV special short, racing off in their Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Meets the Jetsons mobile to save humanity. And just like that, the exposition is over, and we're off to the races with the plot. But what is this threat from the sky? Oh, it's the Silver Surfer, rendered as a woman this time, triggering all the incels and male rights activists into a conniption and jump-starting horny Johnny's overheated hormones straight into overdrive. The lad needs to get laid. But is she naked or just metallic with no visible orifices?
Can it be both?
I don't know. Is she the hottest liquid alloy creature since Robert Patrick in T2? Or is she just hard to handle and totally toxic like Making Love to Mercury? Doesn't matter to Johnny. His loins are on fire. Anyway, it's Julia Garner from Ozark bringing the surfer to life and heralding the arrival of Galactus. He's old and tired and hungry and he just wants to die, but
like
he can't die. He can't die, so he eats planets to stave off his cosmic appetite. Now he's set his sights on Earth, the tasty morsel of Earth. And who can blame him? Earth is delicious with so many layers of texture and flavor, much nicer than dried up old Mars. And everyone knows that eating Jupiter and Saturn just gives you gas. The team flies off to confront Galactus, who seems fairly reasonable, right? In terms of universal supervillains, he actually offers them a way to save Earth. I won't give away any spoilers, but I can say that the offer sets up a pretty compelling conflict that everybody can identify with and a choice that virtually no one could easily make, even if it means saving the world itself. And it propels the very streamlined script with alacrity through its lean 154 runtime. I liked the simplicity of the story, which benefits from a lack of over-embellishment and lets the audience become very engaged in how our heroes will prevail without actually submitting to the terrible choice they've been giving. The overarching theme of family is echoed nicely throughout, and they even throw a love interest at the thing. The movie isn't great, but I guarantee I will never forget the central plot of this F4. I have no clue what it was in the earlier films. My criticisms of this movie mostly revolve around the lack of humor. I thought it could have been a much funnier film than it was, even though I know they tried, right? But cute robot has not been a fun trope in sci-fi movies since R2-D2 fucked it up all those years ago.
I love Herbie.
Much is made of the thing not wanting to utter his signature tagline, a bit which is just not that funny. I mean, the phrase is so outdated that I don't think it resonates with modern audiences at all anymore, certainly nowhere near as well as the way they teased us with Avengers Assemble before they finally broke it out in Endgame, right? Johnny's sexual obsession with the surfer mostly wipes out as a humorous element. I kept waiting for someone to say, how are you even attracted to a female? You're obviously flaming. But no one called me for help with the funny bits, so there you go. One of the funniest bits to me was when Galactus playfully pulls Reed like a Stretch Armstrong doll, bemusedly distracted for a moment while he sees if he's going to tear in half at some point. Raining elastic entrails on the street below, and that's not funny. It's horrifying.
Yeah, it is.
The movie is not very violent, and I would have liked to see more of Reed's abilities on display. He mostly seems to swing around like Spider-Man using arms instead of webs.
His ability is his brain.
Yeah, I get it. He's smart, like Batman's rich. Ooh, boy. Or reaching his drink from across the room while he invents a transmogrifier out of vacuum tubes with the other hand. While there are some nice shots at modern society like sectarianism, selfishness, mob mentality, and the fickleness of popularity, the movie veers into the territory of self-seriousness at times, which hinders the efficacy of whatever humor is there and misses its chance to be much funnier. Some of the science fiction is just ridiculous. The team's first attempt at a solution is so ludicrous, a fifth grader would be like, what? How the fuck is that gonna work? The end of the movie is very predictable. Everything about the climax is shit we've seen 1,000 times before, and you can see it coming for a mile here. Still, I really did enjoy this movie. It's both a departure in style and another move in the right direction for the MCU. And as I said, the best F4 to date. and a pretty good first step for the first family of superhero comics. I give this a 3.8, essentially a downgraded beer Stein for its predictability and lack of humor, with some crappy industrial beer like Old Milwaukee or Creamed Herring.
Ooh, creamed herring, yummy.
Nice beer stein full of creamed herring. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't fucking fantastic.
You definitely chose well. What do you mean it wasn't fantastic? It was Fantastic Four. Like these guys right here.
Yeah, no, I like the movie.
You chose very well. I go a little further even. I liked it a little bit more than Superman even.
Wow.
So what did I give that one? A 4.2? I would give this one a 4.3.
Okay.
It's just slightly higher. They were both really good. The streamlined origin story at the beginning where they just kind of speed ran it on that broadcast old-timey show was perfect.
Yeah.
It gives you that little taste because like you said, it's not as well known as the Superman and Spider-Man and Batman ones, but it's still been told. Yeah, I agree. But it's still been told a few times, and we don't need the whole thing drawn out over the course of the entire film anymore.
Take up an hour and a half, like.
And yeah, they crammed a lot into under 2 hours in this movie.
They really did.
So that part was great. The end was super predictable, but it still managed to pack an emotional gut punch.
I agree.
Oh, I really love Johnny. In the earlier films, they made him out to be like just a himbo, like a dumb, good-looking guy.
Yeah.
No knock on Chris Evans in the previous ones, but they didn't do much with his character, right? Whereas this one, they gave him some depth and, not just a nice to look at guy. He was still a bit womanizing, but, that's kind of part of the character. So you can't completely burn that away, but he kind of solved an integral plot point.
Yeah.
Right? So he was doing stuff throughout the movie.
Well, and then he was willing in the end to
he was willing to sacrifice himself for the greater, the greater good. Right. And his entire dynamic with the Silver Surfer was perfect. That leans into what he was willing to do at the end of the movie, their whole arc together and her backstory goes to show you all the stuff they managed to pack into this sub 2 hour movie. Ben, the Thing, was the heart, like the backbone of the entire team, right? The Rock, right? That everyone could depend on. The whole 50s aesthetic, I loved that. I enjoyed the old Herbie the Robot is right out of the comics.
It's just such a tired thing in the movies now. It's like every asshole's got a fucking cute robot that comes out of the
he wasn't like, he didn't take over the movie.
No, absolutely.
I think he was used pretty
These are minor gripes.
Yeah.
No, these are minor gripes. I enjoyed the movie a lot.
And the central couple, Reed and Sue, were just perfect. I mean, Pedro Pascal, I can't knock him in anything. He's perfect in everything.
Yeah,
he's knocking it out of the park.
He's riding. He's absolutely destroying.
And his characterization, where it's a little bit darker, he talks about how he has to consider all these terrible possibilities so that he can prevent the enemies from using them against them. That is, I feel, a great characterization of a super intelligent person where it's not all roses. You have to consider all the bad shit in order to work against it,
Yeah.
And then Sue, man, she was a badass in this one. I'm sure, like you're talking about, the incels and stuff are probably going to think that she was just a girl boss or whatever bullshit hokey thing, Mary Sue or something, because, towards the end, she was kind of the only one who could go toe to toe with Galactus. But that is her power level.
Right.
Like in the comics, she is one of the most powerful characters in the entirety of Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Like her force field powers, she can create a force field inside of someone and explode them with it at any time she wants. Anything else
I
come
agree.
to mind?
I liked it a lot. It's I wish it had more James Gunnery to it, I guess, in its way, where
which is weird,
a little bit funnier than
because
that would have pleased me. I really liked it.
Another thing with the incels and chuds and people who like to shit on this sort of stuff, they hate the James Gunn humor. That's what they hated about Superman, and they even hated about this one, where you thought there wasn't enough of it. Oh, they just have to break down every emotional scene and make it funny. Can't you just let things be emotional? Stuff is funny, guys. Just have a laugh,
The incel said that?
Yes.
What do they want?
The Marvel humor, the James Gunn humor. They hate it. They hate it. I don't know why.
It seems counterindicated.
Yeah.
They're going to stand up for a romantic scene instead of involve humor into it, or stand up for a sentimental or a
It's
sad
like
scene
I talked about in the Superman review, where Lois and Clark were having that conversation in his apartment, and in the background they're fighting that giant monster. That's the sort of thing that they hate. They can't just let a deep moment resonate between these two characters. They got to have some shit going on in the background that's supposed to be funny. I didn't think that was funny.
You can only think on one level is essentially what we're talking about.
Yes.
Fucking incels, who gives a fuck? No, go see this. It was good. I like Pedro Pascal's characterizations too. I think he does, because he could easily fall into that movie star kind of thing where he's just a good-looking guy leading
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, and he's not winning any Oscars anytime soon. But
he melts into every character.
We've seen him 4 or 5 movies in the last couple of months,
and they were all totally different.
And he does. He brings a little thought to it each time. I really
and a little Chilean sexiness.
He's cute. He's way cuter than Johnny. I thought that was weird because Johnny, they gave him more of a teenager who'd never gotten laid kind of vibe to his womanizing more than just being a scam. It's like he had that kind of hormonal. Like,
even in the comics, they're both kind of have their own appeal. Like Reed is always the rugged older Pedro Pascal
the
type.
Professor that scores.
Whereas Johnny is almost. I think maybe originally he even was a teenager. Like he's young.
Yeah, he's young.
They maybe took that a little too far with this one, but overall,
what's with his hair?
I think
do that to those guys.
I think that's just Joseph Quinn's hair. Honestly,
you think?
Yeah. He had a wig, I think, or he grew it out for Stranger Things. He had really long, curly hair, but I think he just has like naturally curly hair that when it's cut short like that doesn't work quite as well.
Okay. Sorry, Joseph Quinn.
So we both give it the beer stein.
Yeah.
He's a little on the low side with the shitty beer and the creamed herring. Maybe mixed together. How would that be? Yuck. He's going shitty a little bit with the beer stein. I'm going good with the beer stein, 4.3. Flaming Moe from The Simpsons. We'll toss that in the
Flaming Moe's. All right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Imagine that explosion with your lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Foo. All right. Check out Fantastic Four. It's fantastic.
Times 4. And it even got a 4 from me. 0.3. What are you grumbling about? Like and subscribe. After this, we got what's coming up next.
Smash that like
a little bit of a newer movie. What the fuck is it even called now?
It's called Caught Stealing.
Caught Stealing, because baseball, right? Caught Stealing, Darren Aronofsky's newest movie. We're going to be reviewing that next. Stick around for that. Let us know in the comments how fantastic you thought this 4 was. Certainly better than all the others. Bar was too low, so it's the best. Okay?
Bye.
Goodbye.